Okay, welcome back. So we left off where I needed to go get new fabric, and now here I am tracing the last two limbs onto that fabric.
Here's where we realize I'm really stupid, because I've done this mistake many times and I don't know why I keep doing it, because I know how to sew. I promise you I know how to sew. I have proof, please believe me. Okay, so this is what happens when I'm not thinking and I just do. Then again, I was kind of overthinking. You know what, it doesn't matter because this is what we've ended up with. I need, so you see that these go the same way and the lines are the same way? Well, I need to flip this one to like not have the lines show. So I needed one of each side, not just the same side twice. You know, when I layer these, like, look, no lines on this side, but lines on this side, and that's not good. There's supposed to be lines on both sides. So I think what I'm gonna do, because I'm planning to sew directly on the line, and hopefully it won't make that much of a difference, I'll just go with this, and we'll see how it works. Because also the marks that I made on this are very subtle, like I try to get as close to the color as the plaid as I could do, so it's not like super noticeable. I think it will be okay. Plus, honestly, even on this, you can see that there are some marks that bled through her face. I don't know how close I'm holding this to the camera, so I'm sorry if this is so bad, but like, there's marks that bled through on the face, and I don't know exactly what from, but there are. It might have been from embroidering, like trying to plan out the embroidery or something. I don't know. So honestly, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. I think it will be okay. We'll survive. It'll be fine. Okay, so the reason you're begging me so much or coming in here, I think, is because you want food, isn't it? That's what you want. Here's the thing, Jag. I have some very sad news to tell you. Dinner time is not for another like 30 minutes, so you're a little bit early. So, you don't get food yet. I'm sorry about that. You're a little off. Excuse you? Don't give me whoa! What was that? Is that attitude? Are you giving me attitude? Are you gonna try to beg? You gonna try to convince me to feed you? What? You stop now that I have my phone. What? I told you I can't feed you yet. You're not gonna leave me alone, are you? No? That's rude. I legit am just like sitting over here trying to work, and I just hear a bunch of like, do what you were making, the sound I don't want to try. I just okay, he's not gonna do it again.
We have to save at least the outfit because it's a better outfit.
Oh, you're just gonna give up now? Dang it! I finally thought of something to do to try to get your sniffling on camera. And you're just gonna leave? Oh, come on. Too smart for me, apparently.
I don't really feel like I have to explain what I'm doing here, but I will anyway. I'm sewing the two sides of the fabric together. Two sides of the fabric, that doesn't, you know, the two pieces of fabric together.
far, I feel like it's turning out pretty good. And I feel like the pattern being slightly different color is okay. Like, it's not terrible, maybe. I think it's gonna work. But yeah, before the sun went down, I was like, I'm gonna go on a walk because the evening time is the only nice time to go out on a walk.
And now that I have successfully worn out my dog, I am finishing the Humpty Dumpty by putting on the last two limbs, and that's it.
Probably gonna fall in the time that I'm filming this, but we'll see. I didn't even think it was gonna sit on my shoulder at all. I feel like I can't really move because she might fall. It's okay. Just gonna stand very still, weird like. Overall, happy with how it turned out. And I think it's a really cool story to be like, my great grandma started this and like I finished it, which is kind of fun and exciting. I did notice a few things, like, okay, so with the legs, obviously, so this, I meant to bring the pattern downstairs. Gosh darn it. I have to go all the way back upstairs. That's so much work. Wouldn't it be nice if you could just like, oh hey, look at that, magic. Okay, that was so cheesy, I should not have done that. Anyway, I just wanted to try a transition, you know. Okay, so when I was looking through the patterns, there were two. And my great grandma did make two. The blue one, which I don't have anymore, and obviously she started this one. And I think she made like a separate pattern for it. I don't know why she didn't just use the same pattern to make a second one. I'm not really sure, but there's two patterns and they're slightly different. My point is that with this one, you can see that there's like a little bit of unevenness here. With this one, it's like a perfect like egg shape, and this one didn't really have that. And this template is what came in the bag that was with this one. It's kind of hard to tell, obviously, because I finished her, but like she is uneven on the bottom. And so when I was sewing her, I was like, oh great, because like then her legs kind of ended up being a little wonky, and then I was like, I could re-sew them on a little bit, but I don't know. I was worried about how it would affect her sitting. But when you put her on a shelf, she seems to sit pretty well. So I guess it's fine. But I also wanted to try to make sure, because my great-grandma embroidered like little like buttons here. I wanted to be very careful to not cover those, because like, you know, she took the time to embroider. I know it probably didn't take a lot of time, but she took the time to like embroider little buttons on there, so I was like, I don't want to cover them up with the legs, so I tried to move them in a little bit more. I don't know. What I remember of the blue one, I feel like they might have been placed a little bit differently. Obviously, though, I feel like that's going to happen every time you sew something, even when you're the same person sewing the same thing again. They're not always going to be identical. But, yeah, and then, of course, Humpty Dumpty almost fell. Again. So, of course, the fabric's slightly different on this side, but you know what? It's not actually as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Like, yeah, you can tell. You can for sure tell. But, I don't know, when you kind of glance, it's like, you know, it's not as obvious as I thought it was gonna be. It kind of almost adds a little bit more to it because, like, I couldn't find, well, I would assume that somewhere there is more fabric that's exactly like this one in the world, because there's no way they just don't make it at all anymore. I think it's kind of cute, honestly, with the separate fabrics. And overall, I think it turned out really well. So I'm really happy with it, and I can't wait to, like, just, I don't know. It was already on my bookshelf, but, like, I can't wait to put it back. I think it would be super fun to move it around in the apartment. I don't know if it will stay on my bookshelf or my desk or what, but I think it'd be very fun to move it around every so often, just to, I don't know. It's kind of like an Elf on the Shelf, but not really. Year-round Elf on the Shelf, Humpty Dumpty. Anyway, so, oh, I don't have horses and men to fix you, so you better stay. Anyway, before Humpty Dumpty falls off the wall again, I'm gonna end this video, so goodbye.